Yeah, I kicked my ass and I'm cold. And I talk when I get home about this form of swimming. Just reminds me so much about life. And when I say this form, there is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 lanes here that are not divided, and it's open. And there's so many people swimming so many different ways, so many different speeds. It's amazing. But I'm too cold to talk about life lessons right now. My life lesson is get warm and take care. I'll check in with you later, huh? By the way, 2 kilometers, very slow. Wow. Pow. Well, that's the kind of swimming I want to talk to you about later. It's interesting, and since I've gotten out, I think, I guess I was in there right in the teeth of the lunch swim. That's why it was so crowded. All right, well, I know better now, because there's about half the people in there now than when I was swimming. But I'll talk about it later. Okay, I'm home, I'm warm, I put a little snack in my belly, hung up my swimming things, did a few other things around the house, and yeah, that's swim today. It's like, what a metaphor for life, for me anyway. So there is swimming and in swimming pools for exercise and training, and that there are lap areas, and often in these lap areas people will swim in circles. So there'll be a single lap bordered by floating lines, and you swim circles. And in this 50-meter pool that I went to today, they have 2 of those. And I think there were 7 or 8 people in each of those lanes, and most of them were pretty fast swimmers. And so then they have this big area that you saw in the previous video where I think it's 5 or 6 lanes that are undivided. And so I chose to go there. And yeah, I think I have some, I'd say special for me, physical challenges with my breathing, now with my knee replacement. Yeah, anyway, it's a few other pains that I have. But anyway, so in swimming with all of these people, and as I say, there were many more people when I was swimming than during that video that I shared earlier. And so, some people are aware and they're avoiding hitting people, and some people are not. And I'm feeling a bit delicate, so I have no interest in being hit by someone or for me to hit someone else. So I'm watching ahead, so I'm often swimming with my eyes rolled up to look in the water, to look for legs and heads, and it adds a whole different dimension than swimming in these circles, or I say swimming in these circles when there's nobody else in the lane. And I can just find my own pace. And yes, it's work, but it's not work plus. And to me, that's a lot about what life is about, is that in life there is work and there's rest, which is part of there's training, and then there's rest, which is part of training. And it's all about me being like a spiritual warrior or a training person. And so everything is here for me to see my spiritual purpose, my opportunity to do emotional healing. And when I look out there and I see this mass of bodies out there in front of me, between me and the wall, and I'm swimming in that direction, and I can't quite see whether they're swimming at me or away from me, and that I just need to be patient, I need to be open, I need to trust, I have to be willing to stop I have to be willing to turn around and go the other direction, and to be really this self-aware in this environment, and noticing that, yeah, this is swimming plus. And then there were some times when I was swimming and I'd look out over the next 30 or 40 meters, sometimes a big area in front of me before I got to the wall. It's a 50-meter pool, sometimes 20. Anyway, I'm looking out ahead and there's no one. There's no one there between me and the wall. And it's like, okay, so I can just do swim like plus, because with my breathing and my knee now, I'm in a plus place most of the time, or let's say plus. But I still need to be aware, because there could be a fast swimmer coming up behind me. Somebody can jump in at the other end of the pool and start swimming. So I can't assume when I'm 20 meters from the wall, 30 meters from the wall, and I don't see anybody. I can't assume that it's clear for me to get there. So I have to continue to watch. I don't have to, but I choose to continue to be aware of what's going on. And again, that's so much about life, is that I need to be aware. I need to be focused, and I need to see the purposefulness. And so yeah, it was hard work. It was hard work today, and it was chilly, and there was a lot of clouds, and occasionally the sun would come out, and it would get kind of warm, and then it would get covered, and then from the warm that I went, then here would come the cold, and because I have a prejudice about hot and cold, it's like, oh God, maybe I should stop it. You're reacting to not feeling comfortable. You just keep swimming for now, and let that reaction pass. And yes, you can stop. You can get out. You can, but let's not do it in the midst of this reaction to the changes, from being warm to being cold, and then the stories that I create. It's like, what am I going to do? I'm so chilly, and I don't want to get a chill. And blah, blah, blah. It's like, wow, stop. Get quiet, please. And so anyway, and then there was these areas where there was a lot of congestion, a lot of bodies to work through and around, and then there would be these openings, and for me to have an equal emotional experience, and that's work, because there's nobody in front of me. Well, guess what? It was interesting. It was so cute. So I think I'm into my last set of swimming. And so everybody's going this way, back and forth, okay? And so as I'm swimming that way toward the wall and seeing these people coming this way, and it's like, then someone goes crossways. So my story, they came down the steps, and they decided they wanted to swim on the other side of the pool, so they went like perpendicular to all of the flow. And I thought, it's like, what, I said, I never would have expected that. And again, that's what life is about, is I see this, and I adapt to this, and I become familiar with this, and I find my peace with this. And I see the purposefulness in this, whatever it is. In this case, I'm using swimming as the metaphor or as the practical reality. And then here comes somebody swimming crossways in the pool. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that. I've been up here in Germany now for 10, 11 days. I go back to Switzerland on Sunday. Katya and I go for overnight camping in our new little camper Friday to Saturday. And the time will go by quickly. But I wanted to check in. It felt right. And I'm hoping that you have a good day. They're all good days. It's like some are just really hard, and some are sad, and some are happy, and some are challenging, and some are less challenging. And so like this is not as challenging as that swim was. And I think after I finish this video and start processing it to be posted, I think I'm going to take a short nap. It's 3:12, and I think my sweetie's home around 4. So You have a great day, and I'll talk with you later, huh?